Okay, this is part 2. We are going to look at navigation in Adobe Muse. So this is our website that we created in the previous session, and if you are looking at this for the first time, please have a look at the link in this explanation down below to find out how to get the background information here. We are going to just do some navigation, some rollover buttons. There's also a session in here on creating those buttons in Photoshop, so that link is going to be in there too, so you don't have to be flying blind here. So what I'm going to do is go into our master, and I'm going to create a series of buttons, and this is going to be visible on every single page. This is my header, this is my footer, and what I'm going to do is import some buttons. Here it is right here on my desktop. We made this in a previous session. So it's very easy. What we're going to do is place Photoshop button. And he's going to go looking for it. Thinking about it. Okay. Button. Found him. Now, it gives us a lot of wonderful options. As you can see, we have 4 states of a button. We have 2 layers. We have the normal state. This is going to be the state of the button when you don't do anything to it, the default state, the up state. And remember, we made 2 layers on our Photoshop document, as you recall. I'm just going to refresh your memory here. We have 2 layers, up and over, right? And we wanted to use up as the state where we don't do anything to the button, and over is the state when we roll over with our mouse, just to jog your memory there. So let's go back to our Muse file. Composite means that it's going to use all the layers together. Now we don't want that because that just doesn't look as nice. So we're going to use the up for our default state, and our over layer is going to be the roll over state. Mouse down state, this means what does it look like when you click on it? We're going to use the default here. And the active state, this is what does it look like when you're actually actively on that page that it's pointing to. And we're just going to say the regular old default state. So here we go. Here he is. We click to place him. Now it's much too big, as you can see, so but we can work on that. Work with me. So here's a button. He's going to go right there. Now, let's say I just want to have lots and lots of these buttons. Well, that's fine. You can certainly do that. We're just going to copy him across the way. And this is such a smart program. It already automatically clicks in place to where it needs to be. And if you want to move all of them at the same time, you can certainly do that. So we're going to just put this right smack in the middle of the page. It's really not good design practice, but we're going to do it anyway. So we are going to have titles for each of these buttons. As you recall, we have quite a few pages here. So we're going to start with About. We have About Us. I'm going to center this guy and put it right under the button. Now this is not great design practice, everybody, so don't do this at home. Make it better, make it prettier. You know better how to make your websites look beautiful. So I'm not going to bother with making things look pretty because this is just about learning how to do it, right? So we can also center these things together, which is really fun. If you pull it, you see that little line that forms right there, and you know you're centered. So how many pages do we have? We have About Us. I believe we have tutorials. I believe we have services. Now I'm holding down the Command and the Alt key to copy this. We have services. Hold down that Command and Alt key, and you can see exactly when it's centered. Let me just remember, what else do we have? Case studies, right. Okay, case studies. Case studies. I do not want them to be on 2 different lines like that. And the last one, we're going to probably need a home button. I know it's not cool anymore to have a home button, but I still like having them so I know what I'm doing in a website. So here we go, home button. All right, Good. We're done. No, we're not done, because we have to actually link them to different places. So how do I link them? Okay, well, let's select it for one thing. And you see this little hyperlinks panel up here? You click on that, and these are all the pages that you've created. And so this one is going to go to About Us. This one's going to go to Tutorials. See how easy this is? This one's going to go to Services. This one's going to go to Case Studies. And this one is going to go home. Take me home. I'm done. So, all done. Now check this out. On every single page, we have the same navigation. Services, About Us, blah, blah, blah. And nothing on the home page, but we'll fix that later. We'll deal with that later. But anyway, we have created a nice website where we can click to everything. And then in our next study, we are going to have a look at importing some assets.